Hello, I'm Michael Spicer, and I think the entertainment industry is in a bit of a crisis. Just a little one. The TV and film industry is in danger of being creatively bankrupt. Yes, it's an industry that's scared of failing, so rather than take risks, it plays safe with old ideas. And it still fails. Kind of like Gareth Southgate, really. Most new films are just old films, but with new actors. And some of them don't even change the actors. See Tom Cruise in Top Gun and Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible. I guess the doomsday clock for a risky business remake is probably at 2 minutes to midnight by now. And it's not just film. The majority of television is now unscripted and cheap and is mainly on an island somewhere. Usually snogging, I suppose. Love Island, Temptation Island, Bear Grylls Island. I mean, is there an archipelago of reality TV islands somewhere in the Caribbean? The rise of AI has also created that looming spectre that creativity might be completely removed from the entertainment industry altogether. But AI-generated films have their own problem. AI technology at this stage is still prone to hallucinations, creepy, distorted glitching. AI-generated video, whilst it's constantly improving, still cannot escape the fact that there is still a massive uncanny valley vibe to it. Well, I'm a big fan of AI-generated content, and I can't wait to go and see my first AI-generated movie today. What is the appeal of AI-generated content for you? Well, ever since I saw The Polar Express as a little boy, I just thought, why can't all films be this nightmarish, you know? Finally, after years of waiting, we might actually be on the cusp of all films being unnatural and distorted and generally absolutely horrifying. So you're a fan of horror? No. I'm a fan of all movie genres. They just all have to look weird and unsettling. You know, I want to see dead eyes everywhere. I want to see hands that don't make sense. You know, I want to see backgrounds that change with every frame. I want to see an elephant moving like a dog. You know, all of these things I want, and we're finally going to get them. Well, I hope you enjoy the film. Well, if it doesn't give me at least 50 nightmares this week, I'm going to ask for my money back. Bye. No one sits down to be creeped out. Not in that way, and certainly not all the time. But how did we get to this point? In the good old days, when a film was a hit, that was it. The film was the film, and we all enjoyed it as a self-contained piece of art. And those days are no more. Even with mild successes now, you get 3 sequels, a spin-off TV miniseries, and an audiobook voiced by Stephen Fry. 17 of the 20 highest grossing films in the UK are either a sequel, a reboot, or an adaptation of existing IP. In fact, we've churned out so many superhero films now that I'm surprised there's not a film called Man Spider. Oh no, my daughter's been kidnapped. What am I going to do?
Sounds like a job for Man Spider.
Who said that?
I'm down here.
Who are you?
Could you pick me up, please? It's a bit easier to talk. That's better.
So, who are you?
I'm your local superhero, Man Spider.
Man Spider?
Yeah, I'm an ordinary spider, but with the powers of a man.
What does that mean?
Well, it essentially means that I'm a 2-legged spider.
That doesn't sound much like a superhero.
Well, I can talk. How many spiders do you know who can talk, mate?
Alright, yeah, fair enough. What else can you do?
Well, I know a lot about cars now.
Right.
I've also got a lot of opinions about cars.
Okay, but can you actually help rescue my daughter from her kidnappers?
I'll be honest, that's a bit of a stretch for me, mate. The problem is, you see, when I was bitten by this sort of radioactive man, I lost my powers to spin webs, climb buildings and sense danger.
Right, so you're just a rubbish spider now?
Yeah, all right, pretty much, yeah.
Right. So is there actually anything you can do for me now, or...?
Well, I can take your mind off things by talking about the new Citroen DS4.
No, that's fine, thank you. I'll just put you back down there. Thank you very much. I'll sort it out myself, thank you.
Would it help if I put a little cape on?
No. Why are there so many sequels? Firstly, it's just laziness. The hope is that sequels capitalise on the success of their predecessors, bringing in an already established fan base and a higher likelihood of box office success. The world is currently waiting for its 5th Toy Story movie and its 5th Shrek movie. It's also about to get its 12th Fast and Furious film and its 34th Marvel film. That's a lot of toys, a lot of cars, and a lot of Chris Evans.
Is everything a joke to you? You're mocking me, aren't you?
Sequels can also have global, far-reaching effects. James Cameron has effectively rented out the entire film production infrastructure of New Zealand until 2031 for his 3 scheduled sequels to Avatar. So if the third one gets a lukewarm reception and the remaining 2 films are shelved, he's effectively tanking the economy of an entire nation, which is sort of what the plot of Avatar is about. You can see why sequels are made, of course you can, but once you've seen Alien fighting Predator, do you need to see it again and again and again? At least introduce someone else into that fight that we really want to see, like Nigel Farage. Perhaps even more frustrating than sequels is this endless stream of reboots. And one of the usual suspects again are superhero movies. Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, the Hulk, the X-Men, they've all been rebooted. But not for the next generation of audiences, literally for the same generation but a bit older. But starting again from scratch with new people isn't always the right answer. It's rarely the right answer. It's never the right answer. Married people do this all the time. They introduce new people into the franchise to try and improve it. Darling, I think we need to talk. Not now, dear. I'm watching Man Spider. No, it's important. We need to talk about our marriage. What's wrong with it? I think it needs a reboot. A reboot? Yes, I think it needs new ideas, new themes, new storylines, and a new cast. A new cast? Yes, I'd like to recast you. Me? Look, you've had 10 very successful years in the Howard and Helen universe, but I think it's really time that we injected some new blood into that role. Such as? Well, I'm already in deep discussions with Chris Hemsworth. Oh, right. Disney is an exceptional perpetrator in the world of the reboot. Poorly funded and poorly received reboots in the universes of Star Wars and Indiana Jones have not gone well. Star Wars and Indiana Jones reboots have simply not been a success. They've been widely criticised. But they don't care. They're now rebooting Pete's Dragon. Who wanted that? Please let me know in the comments if you've ever thought to yourself, I wish they'd remake Pete's Dragon. Doesn't matter anyway, I don't read comments. Since the early 2000s, we've seen a meteoric rise for reality TV. But it's not like unscripted television or reality TV is giving us that creative fulfillment that we need. I mean, surely we've seen enough D-list celebrities arguing, fighting, or having sex with each other. I think we've hit a ceiling. I really hope so, anyway. It's just been announced that former MP Jacob Rees-Mogg has now got his own reality TV show following his family around. Somehow I don't think that's going to have the same appeal as, say, the Kardashians. I could go into the reasons why, but I think there are about 1 million. So you want to do a Jacob Rees-Mogg reality TV show? Yes, sir. I think his life is very rich, it's very vivid, and it's very entertaining. Okay, well, give me some ideas for episodes. Right, well, episode 1, Jacob goes to church. And comes back. Okay, anything else? Yes, Jacob opens a fate. Right, what happens at the fate? Nothing, he just opens the fate, makes his excuses and goes home because he doesn't really like people. Right, this isn't grabbing me so far. Okay, Jacob's wife buys a different brand of tea bags and he's really upset about it. Look, I'm a reality TV producer, okay? I need affairs, breakups, meltdowns, family splits, secrets, lies, fights, on-camera fights. Do you understand? Yes. Have you got anything like that? Yes. Go on. Jacob goes to church again and discovers a shortcut that shaves 5 minutes off his normal route. Get out. Yeah, that's fair enough, though. And despite being called reality TV shows, what's real about them? If anything, it blurs realities so that people have unrealistic expectations about their own lives. I mean, we've watched so much reality TV now that a lot of that feels like it's part of our lives. I mean, it's getting to a point now where we've watched so much reality TV that we start to think of our own lives as being part of a reality TV world. Alan, hello. I want to talk to you about the way you conduct yourself in the office. Oh, really, sir? What's the problem? I knew what the problem was, but I didn't want to show my hand too early. I played it cool. That's the problem. What's the problem? He was like, that's the problem. I was like, what's the problem? You keep cutting to yourself in interview mode on a non-existent reality TV show about you. I don't think I do that, do I? I was like, oh my God, he's on to me. How did he know? I know because I can see and hear you doing it. It's got to stop. Oh, really? That's not fair. I put my foot down. I was like, oh, come on, sir. I'm not hurting anyone. And he was like, you were distracting everyone in the office with these boring, insipid cutaways, which, by the way, were only invented by MTV in the 90s, so they didn't have to spend a fortune on celebrity narrators. But, sir, you can't make me stop my cutaways now. I'm halfway through season 4. I was like, I'm halfway through season 4. You can't stop me now. And that's another thing. Everything you say in these cutaways are just things that are happening now. They serve no other purpose other than to accentuate the fact that you are supremely thick. I was like, I'm leaving. You're just being rude. And I left. I don't have to hear this. I'm leaving. Prick. And he was like, prick, shut up. He was like, shut up. Shut up. You shouldn't even be commenting on this bit. You're not even here. And then he made the point that I can't comment on something I haven't witnessed. And I was like, well, do you know the fundamental probabilistic nature of quantum mechanics and the theory that a particle can be in two places at once? Maybe he's not as thick as I thought. And then he thought to himself, maybe he's not as thick as I thought. Oh, shut up! The rise in reality TV could also be attributed to audience burnout on old TV formats, like police procedurals and sitcoms. But how many of us actually do want to watch another dating show over a well-scripted, funny sitcom? The creative mind is infinite. It can come up with a myriad of different ideas. Dating shows, I mean, how many different ways can you make a person meet another person? There's a show where they just meet in the dark, for God's sake. The last major paradigm shift in the sitcom world was The Office.
It's true.
Which replaced internal monologues with people talking directly to the camera. And the reason for its popularity could be because it came along at a time when that's what all of us were doing. Talking to the camera, talking to social media, holding up our phones in front of our faces and confessing to them. Sharing our innermost thoughts. I mean, that's literally what I'm doing right now. So the film and TV industry is close to death. It's nearly dead. It's so close to just... We're lost in a world of sequels, reboots, franchises, spin-offs, and really, really bad reality television. There is a potential for another golden age of television and film if we just gave more original writers the chance to write. That's all, rather than pointing the camera at some of the worst people on earth. Perhaps that new chapter will begin when the Jacob Rees documentary airs its 15th episode called Jacob Goes to Church Again. Ultimately, to prevent the creative death of the entertainment industry, we as an audience must demand more. We need to say no to reboots. We need to say no to sequels. We need to stop streaming them. We need to stop going to the cinema to see them. And something tells me that Robert Downey Jr. playing Doctor Doom might just signal that. Or it might be the most popular Marvel film of all time. Who knows? I don't really know. I don't care. Like and subscribe. Goodbye.